Good morning, children. It's great to have you with us today. Welcome to Jubilee Church Wirral Online. My name is Danielle, and I'll be talking to you today about one of the fruits of the Spirit, goodness. For the last few weeks, we've been looking at quite a few of the fruits of the Spirit. We've been talking about Galatians chapter 5:22 and learning about love and joy and peace and patience and kindness. And today, and over the next few weeks, we'll be looking at goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So what is goodness? Well, goodness is doing what is right. It's about making good choices and then spreading that goodness all around. See this citrus fruit I have here, okay? Some might call it an orange, some might call it satsuma or a clementine. There are differences, but we're just going to go for orange for now. When you start to peel this, and I don't know if you can see, but it starts to squirt juice. The orange is like us. When we have goodness to do what is right, we can spread it all around to others. Jesus wants us to share goodness, so he gave us the Holy Spirit so we can ask for goodness. How do we know what's right, though? Well, God tells us what's right in the Bible. He also sent Jesus to show us what is right. It's giving from the heart. Goodness comes from a place in our heart. It comes from focusing on God, who is good. As we grow, we learn what is good and what isn't so good. A good way to check is to ask yourself, if Jesus saw me doing this right now, what would he think? Of course, he can see what we do, but we sometimes forget this. We can ask ourselves, if Jesus heard me saying this right now, what would he think? Of course, he can also hear our words. Another way to check with ourselves if something is right is by remembering a verse in the book of Matthew. In Matthew chapter 7, verse 12, it says, "Do unto others what you would have done to you." So, here's my friend, Barnaby. Would you like to say hello, Barnaby?
Hello.
It's great to have you here with us today.
It's great to be here.
Barnaby, I wonder if you could just tell the children about something that happened to you last week. You know, that thing you were telling me about earlier.
Oh, yeah, about the cookies.
Yes, about the cookies.
Well, my mum baked tons of chocolate chip cookies one day last week, and they smelled so good. I could just feel them going down into my tummy right then and there.
And what happened then?
Well, my mum said that it was really close to tea time and that I shouldn't have one until after I ate my tea.
Oh, did she? Well, sometimes that is a good idea, Barnaby, because she doesn't want you to get filled up with junk food.
But I really liked those cookies. I loved the way they smelled. I could practically taste them.
And so what did you do?
Well, I decided that when my mum wasn't looking, I would take one.
Did you, Barnaby? Oh dear. And what happened? Did you enjoy the cookie? Why didn't you enjoy the cookie?
Because as soon as I took it, I knew what I had done was wrong.
Oh, I see.
I knew it wasn't a good choice. I didn't make a good choice, and my mum would be really cross.
Yes, I can see how you would think that's not a good choice, especially after she asked you to wait until after tea. So you ended up not enjoying the cookies very much.
No, I didn't.
Well, do you know, sometimes when we have choices, we can ask the Holy Spirit to help us make really good choices and to help us with the right choice and do the right thing.
I know. Afterwards, I spoke to my mum and I said I was sorry. I told her what I had done. She very kindly forgave me. But she also told me I should have asked for help from the Holy Spirit so I could make the right choice and do the right thing.
Yes, your mum's right about that. Well, at least you know for future that now if you're faced with a difficult choice to make, that you can ask the Holy Spirit for help in making the right choice. That's what God sent him for.
Yeah, I'll certainly be doing that in future.
Well, Barnaby, I'm really grateful that you came along to us today and shared your story. I'm sure many boys and girls out there have had similar stories.
Well, I'm glad to be of help. And by the way, the cookies the next day, delicious!
So remember, being good takes effort. We have to decide to make the right choice. Ask God to help the fruit of goodness grow in your heart so you can treat others well and we can spread that goodness. We will make mistakes. We might not always get it right. Thankfully, Jesus dying on the cross means we can go to him and say sorry when we get it wrong. He forgives us and welcomes us into his open arms again and again. So if you've got a story that you'd like to share with us about a time when you maybe struggled with goodness but asked the Holy Spirit to help you, or perhaps maybe when you have made the right choice and you know that you had help from God to do that, we'd love to hear from you. Pop an email to me. The address should be at the bottom of the screen. In the meantime, have a wonderful week, children. See you soon.